What's going on, guys? The Alt Gamer back with another episode of How to Stream to Beam. This is episode 2, how to set up notifications and an overlay through StreamJar. So StreamJar is like an all-in-one site that lets you do your overlay, any notifications you need, any triggers and stuff like that, any sounds, all through one site, which is really nice. So this is StreamJar. Go to the site, log in, make sure the account that you have linked is the account that you stream on. So like this is my bots channel, or like my bots account, just for tutorial purposes. So we want to go over to overlay, and first thing you want to do is hit settings and then screen size. So this is the resolution that you stream in. So if you stream at 720p, set it to 720p. So 1280 by 720. I stream at 1080p, so 1920 by 1080. Background color is transparent, unless for some reason you're gonna chroma key, which wouldn't make any sense, but okay. You can change tip filters here. You can remove certain words. You can mask words and stuff, and same with URLs. Alright, so you want to make sure though that is 1920 by 1080 or whatever resolution you decide you're streaming in. Alright, so now it's really simple. All you do is you drag and drop the action you want to show up. So notifications, text, banner, song, goal, image, trigger, chat, and events. I know how to do most of these except for the trigger one in the song, mainly because I've never used them. Alright, so this is the basic notification. Like, you could leave it like this and just change the color, and all that would show up is so-and-so tipped this much money with this message in their icon, or it will say this person followed your channel with an image. But that's no fun. So we're going to go to settings. We're going to leave all of these on because you can have all of them in one source. So tips, followers, subscribers, resubs, hosts. You can even do tweets and game wisp subs, which is pretty cool. Alert platform. Obviously, we're only streaming the Beam, but you can use it for Twitch if you do use Twitch. Alright, so we're going to go style. This is how you change your background color if you're just going to leave it a blank box. Oops, sorry about that, guys. So if you have like certain color schemes you want to keep with, it changes based off that. Font, as always, you guys can, well, not as always because I haven't told you guys yet, but you guys can load whatever font you have on your computer, which is really nice. So if you have like a reoccurring font throughout all your artwork, you can bring it over into here. The elements is what shows up on your notifications. If you want the avatar and the text, or the text only, depending on what notification, like what site you're using. If you're restreaming to Beam and Twitch, I suggest only doing the text because Twitch users don't have an avatar that shows up, and if it does, it was an update that I didn't know about. So I do text only. Next is image. Actually, they should probably flip these two because it just makes sense to do the image next. So follow image. I probably should have it stop going to that folder. You're just gonna pick the image that you have for your follower. So all of mine look the exact same. They just all say different things. So follower, image, tip, subscriber. You pick whatever you have for each one of them. Or if you don't have any, you really don't have to use them. So next would be sounds. So when someone follows, it's gonna play whatever sound you have it set to play. So like we can set this to Wubba Lubba Dub Dub from Rick and Morty. So it says you've uploaded an MP3 file. XSplit cannot play these files, and we've also had reports of problems in the latest version of Beam Tachyon. So Tachyon is just another version of OBS, guys. And XSplit, if you're using XSplit, you better have like a badass computer, in my opinion, because that shit is resource hungry. But to each their own. So you can either upload an OOG file or WAV file instead. Those you can always look up converters. I just use the MP3s and I've never had a problem with OBS. Alright, so you can test it and change it. You can change the volume here. So if you have a sound that like by default is really loud, you could turn that individual one down to match everything else, which is really nice. Alright, so next we're gonna do, hold on. Next we're gonna set up our overlay. So depending on if you went and bought yourself an overlay or made it, I suggest making sure that it's the same resolution you stream in. So mine's 1920 by 1080 because I stream in 1080p. So I know by default it's going to fit this canvas. So I'm going to choose the file. It's on my desktop. Mine's really simple and clean. There's not too much to it. And I love it. Okay, so it's going to default like over somewhere weird. But if you just drag and drop, it'll center itself. So based on how it looks on like Photoshop or GIMP or whatever you decide to use, that's how it's going to end up in here as long as you have the same canvas size. Alright, so overlay, easy enough. Mine's super simple. So right here I have recent follower and recent donator. That's where you're going to get into the text. So seeing as I don't really have donations or followers on this like account yet, it's going to be really hard to show you guys. But so this is going to be the latest follower. So it's super simple. You have all these different variables down here. So if we want to do latest follower, we're going to do latest follower name, and then you can also do how many individual followers you have on each site, which is kind of interesting. But you can do the follower name and the avatar if you'd like, but I just use it as follower name. And then you can change your font just like you could with the notifications. So I just keep the same font throughout the whole thing. Change your font size here, font weight, so if you want it like super thick or thin, and then alignment, and then style is the color. So I typically just use white because it's on a black background, and then the variable color, I keep it the same. You can hide stuff until something happens, so if you have it set up for donations but you haven't gotten a donation yet, nothing will show up. But if you leave it, it could, I haven't actually tried it, it could stick and say none the whole time. But if you guys test it out, let me know in the comments down below. That'd be awesome. For tips, I typically do latest tip name and then the amount. I don't do the messages or the avatars just because I don't do avatars or anything, and the message I feel like would be way too long. So that you'll just put up there. Oops, it's still purple. For some reason, it's still all defaults purple, which is weird. But I guess the whole theme of the site is purple. So there's how you guys do your recent follower, donations, notifications, overlay. Next we'll do the events because that's a fun one. I've seen quite a few people like want this but don't know how to do it. Well, it's super easy. All you do is drag and drop events and then change the settings to whatever color and font you guys want. So the event type is what it is. So it could be a tip, a donate, or a tip, a follow, a host, or a tweet, or a game wisp, or a subscriber. So pretty much that color should be in my opinion, it should be a darker color than what the other one is. But these are the exact same for some reason. So whatever you decide to do that. And then you can do number of events. I think you can go up to 8. But that takes up a whole lot of space. So I stick to 3 on my channel. Granted, that doesn't match this. This is orange, 2 different shades of orange. So wherever you drag it, you can have it in the middle of the screen, but I feel like it looks really weird. And depending on where you drag it, if you drag it to the bottom half of the screen, they're gonna start from the bottom and then move up. And if you start from the top, they're gonna start from the top and move down and like fade away slowly. And based off of where you drag it on the thing, it'll snap to the closest corner. Alright, next we'll do a goal, but before that we have to go into settings. We have to actually set a goal. So let's just delete this one. So we're going to add a goal. So if we want a new PC, you do however much you need, create goal. It'll add it down there. It'll tell you how much you have, like how much you have raised for that goal. Then you go back to overlay, and then just drag and drop your goal down. What? Man, I just set it up. New PC, it's right there. Now this website's going to be done. Settings, maybe not. Oops. I accidentally deleted the wrong thing. Okay, let's try it again. No active goal. Now it's just gonna be done, guys. Okay, so set goal to active. That'd be helpful. Okay, so you have to click that. My bad. All right, so now it should pop up and make a little box. There we go. So you put that wherever you want. Settings, like always, you can change the colors, background image, font. Trigger. This would like enable a command in your channel if you hit your goal, which would be kind of nice. And then config, you can do tip amount, followers, and subscribers. So if you want like 100 followers when you're streaming, it'll progressively fill up the bar and tell you the percentage. Pretty self-explanatory. Banner is the same thing as like the event list, where you can have like different things. So you latest tip, you do top tip, if I can type, and so latest tip, no recent tip, and then it will scroll through to the next one. Yeah, monthly top tippers. So that's just another way of doing this, in my opinion, but it shows like for a longer time. Next would be chat. This is pretty self-explanatory as well. It just shows the chat from your channel. Duration 8 seconds. You can set it to 0 and it will stop disappearing, so it will just be like a constant chat on your channel. Same thing, font. That's really cool that you can do the font, in my opinion, because it just looks different. You can change the colors of how like members and subscribers and moderators show up. I would just leave them default because they match Beam's like layout. Pro users are purple, moderators are green, streamers white, subs and users are gray. Well, subs you can actually change to match whatever your channel would be. Alright, well, let me add my image back in, and then I will show you guys how to put it into OBS. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to save and then copy URL, and then we're going to go over to OBS. And this is really simple, and this is the best part about StreamJar is if you have like a second computer, you can just set it up and it takes 2 seconds. You want to set a browser source, so StreamJar. Okay, paste your overlay, and then make sure that your width and your height are the exact same as what they're set in StreamJar and what you stream at. So 1920, 1080. Okay, and there it is, guys. All of our overlays and stuff are in there. So that's about it, guys. I will catch you guys in the next episode. We're going to go over the panel section of Beam. I'm trying to get together a couple free like sets of artwork from VBI. You gotta look back into it and see what's going on with that. But be sure to check them out. You can get 20% off all pre-made graphics by using code TAG20 at checkout. Go check out Level Up Dojo. Their link will be in the description. It's my affiliate link, which means I get credit for sending you to their site, which is really awesome. And then be sure to catch me on Beam, guys. We're almost at 500 followers in just about 5 weeks, so it's really freaking good. And I will also have my tip jar down below if you guys feel like tipping. It's greatly appreciated. It helps me grow my channel and it helps me get better equipment for streaming. But I'm going to leave it at that. Peace out, guys.